Hey, everybody, this is Mark Williams with Circle of Dark Mother. Today, I wanted to talk about Lilith's consorts, and stay tuned because a few of them will surprise you. So first, the first being we're going to talk about is Pazuzu, who is a Mesopotamian god and demon who rules over wind and plague. He and Lilith are never officially mentioned as a couple in the texts of Sumer, Akkad, or Babylon, but Pazuzu is the king of the wind demons, and Lilith is the queen. So there is at least a hint of a connection. You may recognize Pazuzu because his image and name were used for the demon in the movie The Exorcist. Pazuzu's image was used as a protection for women and their babies against the demon goddess Lamashtu, who was said to kill mothers and children. That was commonly used, especially in Babylon. So beyond this early association, the first one in Judaic tradition is Adam, the first man. In the Jewish Torah, Adam is said to be the first man. In Jewish Midrash, Lilith is Adam's first wife prior to Eve. When she becomes frustrated by Adam for not seeing her as equal, she speaks the secret name of God and flies away to the land of Nod. When Lilith refuses to return, Yahweh takes Eve from his side, translated to English as rib, and creates a woman to be Adam's new wife. In Midrash, then, Lilith returns to Adam after he and Eve are exiled from Eden, after Cain kills Abel. Eve and Adam separate, leaving Adam open to Lilith's advances. Her first demon partner is Samael, and he's confusing because he's actually mentioned as an archangel, not a demon, but he is associated very heavily with the demonic. Samael is a dark and demonic archangel in Jewish lore, whose name means the poison of God. After Lilith leaves Adam and flies to the land of Nod, Midrash says that she becomes the consort of Samael. In some stories, just as God separates Eve from Adam, Lilith separates her masculine side and creates Samael, who then becomes her lover. Samael is also mentioned in Gnostic scriptures as the blind god. Ashmodai. Ashmodai, known as Asmodeus or Asmodeus in English, is the king of the Shaddim. The Shaddim are a class of demon, but unlike the Dybbuk, the main demons, they are the souls of humans that didn't get a body. Many aspects of Lilith are associated with Ashmodai, including Lilith the Younger, Neama, and Agrat Bat Malat. Ashmodai and his Shaddim are said to be the demons that King Solomon calls upon to help build the temple in Jerusalem. This is an interesting fact that will become evidence in a slide or two. In the Middle Eastern cult of the Shaddim, Lilith and Pazuzu were considered Shaddim as well. Shaddim in Hebrew culture are specifically Ashmodai and his minions, but in this Middle Eastern cult outside of Judaism, the Shaddim were any winged spirits or demons or in some places gods, and Lilith and Pazuzu were considered part of them. Lucifer. Lucifer was not originally associated with Judaism or Lilith. He was a Greco-Roman deity known as the Lightbringer. Lucifer is the morning star, which is the planet Venus before sunrise. Aphrodite, the evening star, which is the planet Venus after sunset. In the English translation of the Vulgate, the Latin Old Testament, the name Lucifer was left in place of morning star. This led to Lucifer being associated with the fallen angel and the Satan. Because Lucifer became syncretized with Samael, he was also coupled with Lilith. Even though that Lilith and Lucifer were not together in any mythology, the change and belief in human consciousness has created that joining in the spiritual realms. So if you do pair Lilith and Lucifer together, it's fine. It's not mythologically correct because they come from different traditions, but because of the way so tied to Samael and the Satan, it makes sense. And in some spiritual sense, they are together. Remember when I mentioned that the Shaddim were an interesting twist because we're now at King Solomon. Many don't know that Lilith was a consort of King Solomon. King Solomon is the son of King David, and said to be the greatest. Solomon was known for his wisdom and his knowledge of the occult. In Midrash, Solomon called upon the Shaddim in Jerusalem. The Queen of Sheba came to Jerusalem with a great caravan and gifts for Solomon. She also came with the riddles to test his worth. And many say that those riddles were spiritual or occult in nature. Midrash says that one day Solomon saw her hairy legs and knew that she was an aspect of Lilith. And that actually occurs in the Quran as well, where she's standing on water and he can see her legs and see they're hairy. The fact that she is Lilith doesn't seem to bother him, since they ended up having an affair, and it is said that they had children together. And in fact, it is said in some of the Ethiopian legends that their child went to Ethiopia and brought the Ark of Covenant there. So lots of interesting ties between Solomon and Lilith and all kinds of other things. Shocking one here is Yahweh. Yahweh is the father aspect of God in Jewish tradition. His name means he who was, is, and shall be. Yahweh's consort is the Matronet, who is the mother aspect of Shekinah, God's presence and power. Jewish Midrash and Kabbalah states that when the Matronet is in exile, Yahweh's consort is Lilith. And actually, the Matronet is in exile more than she's not. So Lilith is the consort more than the bright mother, who is the Matronet. Shekinah is both mother and daughter God that encompasses both the light and dark aspects of her nature. Lilith is the dark Shekinah, so the implication is that the bright Shekinah is the Matronet, replaced by Lilith when she is out of the picture. And then the last consort is Adam Codman. Rabbi Isaac Luria, said to be the father of modern Kabbalah, states that an aspect of Lilith is the perfect partner to Adam Codman. This is a powerful statement when you understand that Adam Codman is not a human being, but the highest universe of creation, where everything is unified beyond time and space. Adam Codman is the template for a perfect human in full enlightenment and joined to the consciousness of deity, being deity, him or herself. The aspect of Lilith that is perfect, the perfect partner to Adam Codman, is somewhat of a mystery. Since everything is unified within Adam Codman, how is there any separation for them to be partnered? Yet, Lilith is said to somehow be separate and unified with this perfect universe. Thanks, that's it. Hopefully that was interesting, and talk to you soon.